Good evening and welcome back to the Mancunian Way. We weren't going to start off with the intro. It was on a loop, so sadly we weren't going to do it. But we are not going to play the outro video. We are just going to put up the Tony Buck thing. Yeah, rest in peace. Skip. Sad day. One of our own has again gone. So sad. Tony Buck, living legend of Manchester City Football Club, was on former manager, coaching staff under Alan Ball in the 90s. Captained us to many trophies. So sad that he's gone. One of our own has gone. And yeah, commiserate thoughts and thoughts and prayers to all his family and his friends. Yeah, not the greatest way to start, but yeah. One to Tony Buck, absolute City legend, gone. Good evening, Sports Talk Dash and Ozzy. How are we, gentlemen, despite the result?
Yeah, not too bad. Thanks for that.
Good. Yeah, you definitely rest in peace, Tony Buck. Absolute legend. Really is. Rest in peace, Skip. And some of the stuff from Ian Cheeseman and former City players have been lovely to see, heartwarming, and that minute's applause. Thank you to Brentford for allowing us to do that at your ground. It is great as well. Yeah, it is what it is. Sad. Right, let's get into it. We're not going to do this a big long one. We're going to do about 30, 40 minutes, and then we're going to get out of here because everyone's emotional, everyone's angry. The Pep out brigade are all back out in force. City have blown a 2-0 lead away at Brentford tonight. Let's get into it then. Ozzy, we're going to start with you. Was you happy with the team? What was your initial thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, the team was kind of how I expected it. I suppose Nunes going for the right back was kind of expected in some respects because of what's going on with Walker right now, and with Lewis, I think, needing a bit of a break. It felt like, you know, he'd done not too badly when he played at the right back previously. So, and it was a strong team. I was a little disappointed the likes of McAtee weren't given, you know, a start because I thought he was sensational in the 8-0. But yeah, strong team. Was pretty happy with it. And I missed most of the first half because I was still at work, but got back for the second half. So I'm afraid I'll have to rely on you guys for your kind of analytics on that one. But yeah, as you said, Mark, it was thrown away. I think, for me, the game should have been seen out. But it felt after that first goal, it's kind of dropped. It at times, from what I kind of gathered as well, especially the first half, it was a bit of a mix and match. I think City have played better than they have previously in the past month or so. But you could still see the cracks. You could still see there were problems, especially in the midfield, especially at the back. I wasn't going into the game thinking after the 8-0 that we were going to smash Brentford at all. Brentford have to be respected. I mean, even when we were winning trebles and 4 in a row, Brentford was still a team that caused us a lot of issues. So I don't think you could be naive in thinking that this was going to be City stomping in and making it a 3-4 niller. I saw some people kind of making those predictions. I just thought, what are you talking about? Like, I think people have looked at the past few games and just kind of gone, oh, City are back or City are getting back into their stride. Honestly, that is not what I've seen over the last few weeks. I think, yeah, we've been better, but nowhere near where we should be. And I think, I understand why people are angry. I understand there's a lot of what the hell went wrong. And yeah, we can discuss that. We can kind of get into that. But I think people just need to remember there's still problems. There's still issues. There are still players that are injured. There are still players not playing at their full potential. And we haven't had a signing come through yet. And we've all been talking about signings that come through the door, and we haven't signed anybody yet. And even after a few signings, there's no guarantees that these signings are going to hit the ground running. So, yeah, that's my initial kind of speech.
Evening, Freddie. How are you, mate?
Nice
to see you in here, bud. Someone's got me on echo. Wait, someone's really got me on echo again. Sports talk. Dash, any of you?
Shall I go?
Yeah, go on, mate.
Yeah, go on. First of all, RIP Tony Book. Second of all, listen, anyone who's Pep out needs to fuck off. I'll just put it straight. He said it's a season to suffer because our poor business and it will suffer. But however, what I can't have is the fact that we were 2-0 up in the 78th minute. And what you do when you're 2-0 up in the 78th minute is do this. You don't bring on bad legs from the bench. You bring on legs that are fast, durable, efficient, like a Nico O'Reilly, like a Jack Grealish, to pawn in the game and do some pauser moves, yeah, to waste time and etc. Third of all, you don't bring on a youngster and you're 2-0 up here who will commit the same mistakes as he did against Feyenoord and hopefully rectify that again with a massive risk, because that risk is going to make sure that he bites back on him. And he did tonight. Because the minute Brentford conceded that first goal, he crumbled again. I'm not picking on him because there's a lot more to go out on right now. Akanji, for me, is the reason why he has that Bozo gene. Yep. First 2 seasons, amazing. However, I'm really trying to question his mentality at the club. Because I remember seeing him in a 4-1 defeat against Lisbon laughing and smiling like it's a good thing. And I knew that was a big red flag coming to the future. And today, his complacency has cost us again. I know Nunes, right wing back, is a normal position, but sometimes you have to take your chances in this team, because the whole back line is on your back, and you need to prove it wrong, like John Stones did and many others. So that was shocking again from him. Kovacic, I think did all right, not the best, but I will even highlight his performance. Kevin De Bruyne, apart from in the first half, 3-4 good transitional plays, passes, and that wicked assist. What did he do? Well, he gets away with it always because he's a club legend. Not a Silva. I don't know what to call him anymore. Is he Luis Figo or the Portuguese Conor Gallagher? I don't know what to call him now. Because right now, if we're going to give him that extension because Pep's staying but this is just too much sentiment on the club. Now, while the forward line has been fantastic and it's been way better in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I think we can all agree on that. I think there's some others that need to step up. I think Savio, yes, it's your first season, but for me, you got to put that chances in. You have 3-4 chances to go and goal and shoot, and 3-4 more chances to pass it to Foden, Haaland, De Bruyne, etc. But you're too greedy and you need to be selfless sometimes. And today's a big warning for you that you need to improve, stay humble. The right wing spot. I mean, Phil Foden, yes, today, fantastic in terms of in the second half. But for me, if you've got that problem with a body, which I'm not going to go into, which you know Martin as well, please signal to Pep to take you off early, because I don't want you to get himself in serious trouble here in the long term. Erling Haaland, I think he was probably the biggest standout. Yes, he missed chances, but he done a lot more work.
I'm totally shocked by people. I'm shocked by people saying he was bad today. I'm genuinely.
I don't think he was bad because he came to that 6 and managed it well. Yeah, because you know why? Because Pep doesn't trust Kovacic, doesn't trust Gundogan to start there for 90 minutes.
Do you know the thing with Haaland, Dash? So to jump in, my thing with Haaland today is Haaland's in a no-win. He doesn't score. People criticise him when he doesn't score, but then they go, but his work rate's shit. Tonight, I'm watching Haaland head every single ball. He was holding the ball up just over the halfway line and was laying it on for Savinho all the time. He was putting the ball across. He's putting headers across the 6-yard box that people aren't willing to take a chance on. So my question is with Haaland, what the hell do fans want? Do they want him to score or do they want him to track back and be more of a footballer? Which one do they want out of him now?
You know what it is, and I'll tell you this, and people won't like this. They don't want to. They will scapegoat him for the problems of Kevin De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva. Literally, because these two are the most protected players in this fan base. And for me, yes, they're legends. I'm not saying this shit. They're all legends, yeah. But however, we can't protect them because we're Player FC, we're a football club. Everyone, whoever makes that same mistake, we criticize them. Not personally, but on a constructive level. And that's about it.
Cheers, mate.
Because I'm sick of this defense league. Yeah, big up Freddie Pye. But I'm sick of this defense league shit, man. Honestly, I'm sick of it. Because everyone had a part to play for the conceded goals. Savinho not tracking back. You know what I mean? Look at the amount of time Josko Gvardiol stranded.
Do not even start me on Savinho's tracking back tonight.
He's unbelievable.
I've never seen a more lazy guy going. Great going forward, was not interested in coming back. Not interested.
Well,
it's crazy because
if he's going to compare himself to Mahrez, that's exactly what Mahrez did for his first few seasons. So
no, I'm not. I'm just saying it was. There was one in the watch along in the first. I think it was the first half where he loses the ball and he just goes, and then watches everyone run back. Like, what are you doing? Yeah. First half, mate. Get going. Ow. Bang me bloody arm on the desk.
This is all angry today, man. Smash that arm up. Come on.
I mean, I'm going to go into Bernardo because I'm sorry. I'm not. Listen, I love Bernardo to bits, but the guy's offering me nothing at the minute. Offers me jack shit.
And it's even worse because he's getting a contract. He's getting a new extension. That's even more worse. What I'm hearing. Hey, by the way, sports talk. Go on, mate. You've been sitting there for a long time. Go on. The panel's yours now.
Thank you. First of all, commiseration to everyone for the loss of Tony Buck. It's quite a sad loss for the City community. But if anything, this should be a bit of a lesson for us all to just stop kicking off at each other. A bit more camaraderie.
It's never happening. You can say that to blue in the face. Ain't happening, mate.
Well, I mean, we can only try. We can only put that message out. Right. So where do I start with this one? I'm gonna give a bit of a different outlook, right? I thought before we scored our first goal, Brentford were in that game the whole time. Like, especially in the second half when it became an end-to-end game, they were always there in the game and they always had the threats and the chances. So it didn't surprise me that they scored. The thing that frustrates me, and again, it's not the first time we're saying this with Pep, and again, I'm not Pep out at all. That's just a bit extreme, a bit ludicrous. But it's his substitutions again. It's not even just a case of the substitution he makes, but it's the one that he doesn't make as well. Like there's points that in that second half where you're like, right, Doku, come on, get Doku on that right. We need equal amount of pace on either flank, and he just left it to like very late in the game before he started making the changes. And again, I'm probably stating the obvious here, but Gundogan coming on probably wasn't the best idea, especially given the type of game that it became in the second half. But I don't know what's worse, and again, this is a question for you guys. What's actually worse, the way in which we're managing games when we're leading, or the missed chances?
Both.
Yeah. First,
I can't think of. I'm thinking both, because it's like, yes, we're 3-0 up here. You need to go pause her. You got someone bugging out, is it me?
That's spot, by the way. Haaland was involved in everything today. Good link-up play. Yeah, his finishing wasn't the best in that, but his link-up play I thought was tremendous today.
Yeah, we were creating chances today. That was the thing. Like, you look at the amount of shots that were created, and we were okay. Yeah, you're right. Haaland wasn't finishing them off, but again, we keep saying this, that Haaland seems to be, the only one really scoring the goals. Let's be honest. If Haaland's not scoring them, leave the 8-0 to one side for a minute. Who else is chipping with the goals?
Foden scored 2 tonight.
Yeah, all right, Martin. But previously to that is what I'm saying. Do you know what I mean? Like, previously, the rest of the team hasn't been stepping up. It's all been on Haaland. And there's only so much the guy can do. We know he's not...
I'm just sorry, Ozzy. I'm going to say this. I'm going to do clear points because Danny's gifted 10 channel memberships. Big up to you, Danny, mate. Appreciate that.
Danny.
More than you believe. More than you believe, I'm happy.
So big up, Danny. Say thank you to Danny as well in your community. Lee Gates, thank you for the ever tremendous support, mate. Appreciate it. The £5 super chat. Whether it's right or wrong, Kovacic just isn't a 6, but he's doing his best right now. Still think someone should be alongside him to help. I agree. I totally agree. Listen, a lot of people are asking for Grealish. Listen, I have been to a point where I got called Grealish's agent for a long time, even in my own group chat. Our very own group chat we have, the Mancunian Way group chat, and Ozzy and Rich and everyone was like thinking I was Grealish's agent. But I'm sorry, Grealish has shown, listen, this is what gets me, is people going to bring Grealish on. When Grealish is on the pitch, people give him a load of shit. When he's not on the pitch, he's not beating. So this is what I'm getting at. I know after the game is emotional, but hand on heart, none of you were really saying get Grealish on the pitch, because none of you wanted Grealish on the pitch for months and months now. Let's be honest about this. This is what we're doing now. We're changing everything and saying get him on. It's like this: bring McAtee on, do all this, do this, and Salford City has literally disguised everyone's eyes through. With respect, it was a League 2 team. They were wonderful and they were excellent, but there is a massive gap between League 2 and the Premier League people. Brentford had only lost 2 home games all season.
They're the second best.
It was not a walk in the park there tonight.
They're the second best home form. They're only behind Liverpool. I think people are forgetting what Brentford are and where they are in the league. They're doing better than Spurs and United, for God's sake.
I mean, I'm going to say, again, what's killed us tonight for me are individual errors. I think the performance was a lot better than it has been in weeks, if I'm honest with you. Thought we were creating chances. We were hitting them on the break. We were actually playing like the away team, hitting them on the counter with quick precision, with a lot of pace. Sabinho hit the post. I thought times a little bit greedy. That one went in the the second half when he's through, and all he's got to do is just square that ball across. But I thought he was really good going forward. Thought Foden stepped up in the second half. Thought KDB had a quiet first 10 minutes. Then I thought he started running the show. Thought Ake was really good defensively. And then all of a sudden, It was individual errors again, which has cost us in nearly every game. This is what makes it harder for me. Yes, we've got a very soft underbelly. There is a reason we're bringing in a defender in Ushinov who is just a damn bulldozer. He's not a ball-playing centre-back. He's someone who's going to come in and just go bang. Take no shit. I said in the watch-along, Umbrella, I mean, you remember it, Dash. Umbrella had the ball on the right-hand side in 10 yards in our own half, and he managed to get from his own half all the way to having a shot at Ortega, and no one put a damn tackle in. And I went,
barging on going across. It's mad.
Kushinoff would have put him in Rose's head. We need a little bit of that. We need a little bit of no shit. Sorry, bang, Rose head, you're going.
Bit of steel, bit of that Carlos Peel sort of defender.
Yeah, ruthless aggression. Like WWE, man. The attitude of ruthless aggression.
Contact sport.
Was it an overall poor performance? No. Was it a poor moments in games? Yes. Was it an overall poor performance? We played a lot worse than that in the last few weeks. And like I said, Akanji and Nunes, I get people on the most. You are not going to get rid of. So far tonight, Gundogan, I want out now. Kovacic, I want out now. Akanji out now. Nunes out now. You ain't getting it. I don't know what this is. I know it's people are angry. And even I did it. I had a laugh on LB's channel at 2-0 up with 8 minutes to go. I thought, here we go. I rang LB as a laugh and went, oh, we're going to win the league. 5 peaks on. Liverpool are getting beat. Let's go. My God, some of the abuse I've had afterwards, like I've jinxed it, like I was on the pitch, fucking dealing with it. Grow the fuck up. Seriously, people, grow up. If you can't have a laugh with your mates, then you seriously go and give your head a bang and go and sit in a dark room. Because you know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to say this, and I don't care if people will ever go at me for this. People think they can give me shit all day long. Well, you know what? I'm going to give a little bit of shit back now. And trust me, I can do it 10 times better than all of you put together. And you won't like the response. You'll go crying, Martin, believe me. If you can give it, you can damn well take it.
Yep.
Big up Tone with the 199. Everyone sub, like this great. Genuine. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate it. And all I'm going to say is keep your eye out.
Silver beans, man. Come on. Am I joking?
I mean, you know, it's like Ortega and, you know, I thought, yes, Ortega, I watched it back. Should he have saved it? I don't know, because I don't know if Edison would have saved it. I don't know who saved it.
I think he probably should have saved it, but I think the two actions before that, where Savino should have closed them down and Akanji should have stood firm on what's it called? Norgard or Damsgaard? I forgot his name now. That should have taken place before the save happened. I think he was all right today, Ortega. Now, would he be the first choice goalkeeper? We'll see. But I don't know. This is the thing. He's being scapegoated now, Ortega.
I think the lead up to the goal was more on the players. Like Akanji was really at fault for the first goal. And as we were saying, Savino reading Kura himself in glory with the second. You know, I don't think Ortega had a bad game, in all honesty. I think his distribution, from what I saw, was a bit poor. I didn't think it was brilliant.
I thought it was good. I thought he was good at distribution. I thought he hit Haaland every time.
Well, I mean, getting to Haaland, I thought he did well, but to everywhere else in the pitch, it was kind of when they were playing out from the back, it just seemed that Akanji and Aki weren't comfortable, or even Nunes at times weren't comfortable with him playing out at the back. It just seemed sometimes that, and there was a couple of times where it felt that we were playing ourselves into getting a Brentford on the account and getting a goal, because playing out from the back just seemed like it was going to all go wrong at one moment. So
sorry, Tinder. Someone made a great point. And they agree, their opinion, but someone said, I see your point, Kid, but why you bring on Grealish for the last 8 minutes to see the game out? I understand that viewpoint, but I've also seen these viewpoints tonight by many. Why can't Kyle Walker have a goodbye from the fans? Because it was a lot of the fans who drove him out.
Facts. You can't have both ways.
Walker wants to leave because of the abuse he's had off the fans. You think you're getting a goodbye off him? Let's not be hypocritical now. That's all I'm saying. We've got to think here. You can't drive a guy out the door and then go, oh, we want a good buy off him.
I don't know. I mean, Mike, I get where you're coming from. I think the level of abuse that Walker's been getting has been, some of it has just been.
But that is the reason he's leaving Aussie now. He's had enough of it.
I don't, in all honesty, Mike, I don't think that's just the only reason. I do think it's his form as well.
He said it. He mentioned it.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not a contributing fact, Martin, but at the same time, his performance has been poor. You know, the stats back it up to say that pretty much every goal that he was on the pitch for was down to him, you know, conceding in a lot of the games that we've lost. So, as much as I agree with you, Martin, that the abuse is, like I said, some of it has been criminal and disgusting. Some of it I don't believe has been completely from City fans, but some has, and it needs to be called out. But I think Walker also has to take some responsibility to say his form has been really poor. And I don't think he can get away with that completely. Don't get me wrong, as Martin will contest, I've been Walker's biggest fan. Like, he's one of my all-time favourite players. I think for the Premier League era, he's been the best right back we've ever seen. So for me, that's as high as I rate him, because I think he's been a fantastic servant, not only for our club but for the Premier League, and you know, an England player as well. So yeah, kudos to Walker, and I say, you know, farewell in the best way, and I hope he does get a send off because he deserves it. I think we need to forget what he's done for our club. Never forget what that player has done, because all these players, you know, that have given so much for our club deserve good send-offs.
Yeah.
And I think people just need to remember that.
Can I just jump in on that one, sorry? On the back of that Walker conversation we just started then, I would say that based on his form, he would have left in the summer anyway. But the reason why he's leaving now is because of the abuse. And it's almost as if we're always looking for a new scapegoat all the time. It was Walker before. Yeah, it was Walker.
No, sorry, I'm just telling Keelan. He was asking who they gifted. He was off Danny, mate.
Yeah, bro. But it was Walker previously, and now Walker's not in the team. Now it's Haaland or somebody else. Like, we're always looking for scapegoats, and I get it. Like, Walker's performances have not been great in comparison to the standards that he set. However, is he the only bad performer this season? Like, did Bernardo receive the same level of abuse this season as Walker has, or as you know, when Foden weren't playing too well himself? Or there's been countless players who've not performed.
Kevin.
But you know what I think it comes down to, George? I also think it comes down to him being captain. Do you know what I mean? Because a lot of the kind of the weight of his shoulders of being captain for that team is heavy. Do you know what I mean? And I just think, you know, he's the immediate person you think of to blame.
That don't wash well, because there's been times where others have worn the armband, and you know, and they've not performed well. It doesn't necessarily. I've just never seen it to this standard and or to this level.
But I think what I'm trying to say is that because of where we are right now, you know, previous captains haven't had to put up in the recent, you know, era of this generation. No captains had to deal with what we've gone through over the last couple of months. Do you know what I mean?
Have we just been spoilt by the success? Is it quite as simple as that? We've just been spoilt by the success we've had for the last 3-4 seasons, that now, when things ain't going the way we like, all of a sudden, let's throw our toys out the pram, let's start blaming everyone, let's start abusing everyone. It's just not acceptable.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But then, by the way, we do ball watch way too much. I'm starting to notice that a lot. We watch the ball a lot at the minute.
Yeah. I think there is a sense of entitlement from some City fans. You know, that, you know, we've been the best.
Ozzy loves it. You want to hear it? I want 6 trophies this season. Ozzy's always got it.
Come on, Ozzy.
But I also think, you know, the club has to take responsibility. I think Pep has to take responsibility. You know, he admitted it.
Yeah.
As much, you know, saying that, you know, in his press conference saying, actually, it was my decision. Now, I don't know if he's just taking the blame for the sake of it and just wants to take some of the heat off the players in the club. But, it definitely has to come down to him and management that they didn't do enough for the summer.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That was blatantly obvious. We were all a little bit concerned, thinking, really? Savio coming in, You know, and I know a lot of people were happy to see Gundo back, but even I said before he came back, I was saying he's 34, you know, and I was worried that I just didn't think he had the pace to really survive in the Premier League going forward. And sadly, I was right. But, you know, the club has to take responsibility. Pep has to take some responsibility. The players have to take some responsibility. You know, some of them have been poor. Some of them, their attitudes haven't been brilliant. But as Martin said, if I said, if you guys have said, you know, it wasn't a bad performance today. There was a lot of positives. It was just some bad moments, and especially just not seeing the game out.
Yeah,
You know,
and
the last
that's the
5
kind of thing,
minutes.
yeah,
That's
I
what
agree.
that's what happened. You know, if we'd have seen those 5 minutes out, we'd be talking about 2-1 win here.
And do you know what is, Ozzy? It would have played like that from minute 6 and would have just been really shit. I'm honestly, I enjoyed the game. Thought it was a very open, exciting game, a bit of end to end.
For the neutral,
game.
I think for the neutral, I think people will be watching that going, "Wow, what a game!" Do you know what I mean? I really truly think so.
Yeah.
But for us, it was just like, "Oh my god!" You know, again, we've let the game go. But we have to give credit to Brentford.
Absolutely.
Because they absolutely deserved what they got today. And it could have been, they could have snatched it at the last minute. Let's be honest. I think if it hadn't been for a Candian...
Was it 2-1? We went up the other end and nearly made it 3.
Yeah. And we did.
One of them
you partly wonder if we'd have just kept hold of the ball, if we'd have just been smart and just thought, we know what Brentford can do.
And not gone to the third. I said that watch along. I said go to the corner flag. I said go. Yeah. I thought that's why Gundogan was coming on.
Yeah,
I think take the ball off to the corner flag and see you later with it.
I think that was the point of him bringing him on, to give a bit more control of the last few minutes. It just didn't work. When he came on, he looked lost, in all honesty. That's just the way it went. You know, I think we move on. You know, we move on to Ipswich at the weekend. You know, I don't think we can take that game for granted, because they're a team that are fighting for survival. I don't think it's going to just be a walk in the park. I think we've got to be more realistic and go, this team still isn't right. There are still cracks. They're better, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. You know, we're going to have to look at Liverpool and Chelsea today. They've dropped points. You know, no one right now is playing brilliantly. No one's running away with the league. I still think we are in touch with the top 4. I think we have to be realistic, and that should be the goal right now. You know, thinking that, you know, we can go on an incredible run and maybe sneak into, you know, win the league. That's just game at a time.
Got to implode Anime. Our fan base at the minute, and you know, this is what's so sad about this. We are more divided than bloody Arsenal fans at the minute. It's so sad. It's sad. It's sad. Really is. It's really mad at the minute. Listen, Jack, I know you are. I'm not saying you're not, mate. I'm just no, there's a line, mate. It's a line. I'm not bothered about things, but it's getting to a point where people are doing it. I've had 10 DMs tonight just because I went in to I had a laugh with a mate. I can't have a laugh with a mate because some mutants don't understand banter. Jesus, they won't want to be in our WhatsApp group. Jesus Christ.
But Arsenal fans should be angry right now, because
they haven't won jack shit for 5 years.
Yeah, and you know, with our drop off and Liverpool, yes, doing well, but they're not running away with the league. Arsenal should be, you know, over the last couple of seasons, they're the ones that have been nipping at our tails, you know, going, we're here, don't forget about us. And all of a sudden, they've just completely dropped off.
Sorry, Mikey boy, are you a City fan or a Brentford fan? Or are you a City fan outside? I'm just going to say, if you're back from the game. Oh, I mean, I'm presuming you're a Brentford fan, because there's no way you're a City fan and you're back from the game unless you live in London, mate. There's no chance you're back from the game yet. Oh, we got Leighton Orient.
Oh, yeah, FA draw.
I wanted Derby. We'll end up with about 5 bloody fans at Leighton Orient.
Wow.
You see, no, you only get like what? You'll get about 1,000 tickets.
I wouldn't even think you get
Oh,
that
I
many.
want Derby. I want it's like to take 6,000 fans to Derby. Oh,
I'll go for Leeds United away.
that'll be another thing that we've done it because we've got Leighton Orient now. By the way, Hushing Off Reese and Mamouche will be in. Yeah, of course they will. But the one thing I know people are desperate. Deals, there's not many teams who've got a load of players in now. It's not easy. Mamouche, Frankfurt, we're not going to let him go straight away. Mamouche requested to play tonight. What do you do? Tell Mamouche no. And then he said, no, I don't want to come then. Ushinov, we were negotiating with Lons, so we couldn't get that done straight away. And the same with Victor Hayes. Palmeiras didn't want him to go. We can't go in and kidnap them and go, we want you by the 3rd of Jan. Get in now. Yes, I know we do. We are, listen, we are trying to do deals. We are looking. It has been aggregated by all the we are trying to get a midfielder. But the trouble is they don't want to do what they've done in the past and end up, this is going to sound disrespectful. If you get anybody, they could get anybody now, then you end up with Kovacic and Nunes regen 0.2 again.
Yeah, facts.
Get the right guy, but let them do the right guy. You know, if it takes 3 weeks, as long as they get the right guy at the end of it.
Yeah,
Logic.
How many clubs get like 3 players for the door in January? Let alone we're looking at a 4th.
No, we've already got 4. We're on a 5th.
Yeah, yeah.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
No one's including this Argentinian superstar. No one wants to include him.
Well, because we signed him beforehand, Martin. So
yucky! I don't want to know him. I don't want to know him. We signed him months ago.
No, but I also think when it comes, and we all know that we're desperate to hear news around the midfield. But let's be honest, as Martin just said, I don't want them just to sign someone for the sake of it. I don't want a body. I want a quality midfielder.
We've done that mistake. We've done the body part.
We have, and we've not learned, and we were not going to learn from that mistake if we bring in someone who just isn't quality.
Yeah.
And I would rather not bring in a midfielder if we can't get quality through the door. You know, I think from what we're hearing, they want 2 midfielders in, possibly one for now, possibly one for the summer. If you have to bring in a young up and coming player to do something in the midfield for January, maybe, but if you want quality, you sign it in the summer, kind of thing. If that's what we have to take,
that's why Zubimendi is going to Arsenal in the summer, not now.
Could I get started on Zubimendi?
It tells you, by the way, I'm so glad the Zubimendi train is over. I'm so damn glad.
Yeah,
he has got no. If he, at the end of the day, if he really wanted to play for one of the top teams, he would be trying to get into Liverpool or us. Because that's not being fair. Liverpool are a decent team, but Arsenal right now, it's just you have to think about it and you have to go. You really, as a player who should have quality and thinking, I'm a player that can get into any midfield right now, especially City's midfield. You should be thinking, I want to go there. I want to get in that midfield. I want to stay in that midfield. I want to make sure when Roger comes back, he realises that he's got some work to do to displace me. Or, he may have to look at Roger going into the number 6 position because I'm the number 8 position because I'm the number 6. So to me, that's just showing that I don't want that type of player if he doesn't feel he can come in and challenge.
Yeah. Can I just say that, by the way? 1 minute. I've got a Cather. So glad you brought this up. I noticed this. Pre-match and this is on the official Manchester City channel. They were talking about Tony Buck, and everyone was like, there's some disrespectful people in that. Who's he? Why are we talking about this? I'm like, what? And this is what I mean. I was on LB's last night or the other night. Someone said, and we were joining LB said, well, what about Mahrez? And I said, well, Mike Summerby's up there as one of the greatest ever wingers we've had. And I got abused because someone went, why are we talking about past people we don't know? Because you don't know them does not mean I am not a child. I am I'm 42. I'm not a kid. My dad saw Colin Bell. He saw Mike Summerbear. Why I know about them. Learn about them. Yeah. I've always said, there's a saying I always say, you will never ever embrace the future unless you can respect the past.
Absolutely.
And that is what it is. This is not Manchester City is a family. We're a community. This is what I mean. If you are just there because the trophies are here, then fine, that's your prerogative. But that's the definition of a glory fan. And then the trophies leave, you leave. If I went to support another team, I would learn about that team's history. Manchester City is one of the oldest teams in the world football. And we're talked about like we just came to the table 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
We've got the highest attendance ever in English football out in our own stadium. I'm not including Tottenham and Wembley. It wasn't even their own stadium. We're the first team ever to win a domestic and European trophy together in the same season in 69-70. We won an FA Cup before Arsenal was even invented. Don't tell me about this. Just learn have a little bit of respect.
Yeah.
Pep Guardiola said it tonight. These are the family of Manchester City. Mike Summerby, Tony Buck, all these other legends. Colin Bell.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. I don't want to be patronising to the youth, but it's definitely a generational thing, and it just and again, I don't want to go away from the topic of football, but it's kind of like if you spoke to somebody about boxing and said, okay, who's the greatest boxer of all time? They'll say Muhammad Ali or someone. You weren't alive when Muhammad Ali fought, but they'll respect the fact that he's somebody that's got great history within the sport. That same logic applies to football. That respect those that were there and set the standards for this club beforehand, rather than just brushing everyone aside and saying, "Oh yeah, why bring people up from the past?" Because they set the foundation. They laid down the foundation for what we are today.
On the way, Marcus. They're on the way.
Well said.
Like I said, they're on their way.
Yeah. Could I also just address the Mendy thing as well? Sorry, very, very quickly.
Yeah, we're gonna end in about 5 minutes.
No worries. I just want to address the Zubimendi thing because I think it will get mentioned, right? And logic seems to have gone out the window these days. There'll be fans that'll say, "Why didn't we go in for Zubimendi? Why didn't we go in for him?" Well, precisely because of the fact that he wants to go in the summer and not now. We are crying out for someone now. So what's the point going in for a player who doesn't want to leave right at this moment and rather wait till the summer? If we're crying on one hand that we want someone right now, but on the other hand, somebody that's going to another club wants to go in the summer, what's the point wasting our time?
I don't think you want to. Yeah. I think Rodri being here killed any deal because, as I've always said, he's the backup to Rodri for Spain. Why would he then want to come and be the backup to Rodri in his own club?
Yeah.
Arsenal's different parties leaving. Jorginho's leaving. He's going to battle it out with Rice, and you can move Rice to a number 8.
Yeah.
With us, we don't just need one midfielder. We need 2, 3, 4, maybe. There's a whole difference with what we need. Zubimendi is a one player, possibly. But the trouble is, when you've got the Ballon d'Or CDM, we're talking the best CDM in world football. Yeah, it's very hard to do that job. So what we need is a 6/8 so we can maneuver Rodri around or maneuver them around.
Yeah. This is why, Martin, it's so difficult to go get that lone 6 because we were searching for hybrid players. This is the thing. And even then, some of the hybrid players like Zubimendi, Bruno G, they don't want to be here. You know why? Because they don't have the guts and the personality to come here and fight for this football club and fight for Rodri's place.
I think tomorrow, Dash. Kushanov.
Yes.
Reece is on his way over. Mamouche, I believe, because there is no fee fully agreed yet. It's very close. Personal terms, Mamouche is done.
Yeah.
Did anyone watch has anyone seen Frankfurt? Did he say goodbye to him tonight? Did he look like he was doing anything?
No,
I don't know, but on. Yeah.
I know he got a goal and assist, though, didn't he? So,
yeah. So
not a bad leaving present.
No, exactly.
Yeah. On these transfers, and people forget this.
Half an hour.
Yeah, on these transfers, people forget this. They need visas, work permits. There's a lot of paperwork that goes behind this. So, listen, I want him right now.
Are you telling me Victor Hayes needs a work permit to be in this country and a visa? Are you serious? And that's not done in 5 minutes.
Behave yourself, sir.
What are you doing here? We should have seen that. We should have been doing that 12 months ago.
Yeah, but listen, this is why it's listen, I want him now. Listen, I'll be honest with you. I want him now. But is it realistic? No, because you know why? The reasons work permit with different things that's going behind the scenes. Is it pissing people off like myself? Yeah, it is, because I want him in right now. But this is the thing, you gotta be patient, and it sucks because I want him now.
I agree, but we might have 3 or 4. We're gonna have 3 or 4 new signings in by that. So there we go. You never know.
Yeah.
Let's just see what happens. Because Ushinov's going to come in and break someone's leg in his first game. Yeah. Promise you, the man is a beast. Man ain't going to mess around. He will have his. By the way, Ushinov and Victor Hayes will have frailties as well. I don't want to do this to coming in and they're going to be the next Maldini and the next Bastoni and this.
Beckenbauer and all that.
Oh, don't say that, Martin.
Even if we buy a top class midfielder, they may not come in straight away and hit the ground running. Got to be. I get it. Everyone in 2025 wants everything yesterday. Yeah. I know they do.
There's two things people understand. Yes, the standards are coming in, are going to be better on form right now. However, the second part is them to be developed too. So it's also a learning phase and a phase where they're going to come in, hit the ground running, or try to hit the ground running as much and put a good impression, because then they're going to put competition onto the players on the bench, in defense, because then they'll say, okay, we're going to have to stop this balls and look at the back.
I'm trying to do it. It's not working. I'm in my chair. That's
not good enough. It's not good enough. I'm expecting Marmouche to come in, and within half a season, I want a Ballon d'Or. anything less, unacceptable.
Watch Nobbin's video on Ushinov, because he does he does it brilliantly. He does 6 minutes of absolute positivity, and then he goes, yeah, but now watch this. So he gives you like the good and the bad.
Talksport, don't forget, I mean, he's the second coming of Salah. You know, he's Egyptian. So
Egyptian king. Anyway, no, we are going to leave it there because we are going to. There's no news on midfielders at all at the moment. The trouble is, City aren't going to. There's a difference. City will never do their business in public.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I know that's what we want. Yeah. When Omar Barada left, all the links to Ornstein and everything else went with it. Omar Barada was the gobby one. That's all stopped. Yeah. You've seen Pep in press. That's why Pep in press comments is like, they're not our players, move on. Some of the guys will be like, yeah, we've agreed a fee and we're doing a medical and all that. Pep's like, not our players. Yeah. He sat there with it. What do you want him to do? We don't. The media cannot talk shit about us for 2.5 years. And then expect, can you give us some news? No. When you're nice to us, we'll be nice to you. Not until. Yeah. It's like Pep said, stop asking me the questions because I ain't giving you the answers.
Yeah. And just on the transfers, I will say this. I mean, if you look at the deals that we've done, we're close to completing now. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the best one. He said
with the deals that we're currently close to completing, pretty much all of them came out of the blue. Marmouche, we were linked with him for 1 or 2 days, all of a sudden we're close to getting a deal done. Hayes came out of nowhere within a day or two. We're close to getting that done and agreeing everything. So just trust the club, trust the board. They're doing what they need to do in the background, and they'll just come as a surprise. And we like our surprises, don't we?
Nobody wants. Can I just say, by the way, Andrew, that was the best thing. I love the problem. He can't go around twatting people because he can't. That's what he wants to do. The thing is, he'll want that in him, but he'll also want him to be a bit more composed. He's not going to allow him to come in and just ram raid through every attacker. But that's what the biggest asset of Ushinov is also his worst asset. He's so keen. So if he makes a mistake, he'll go back and take the play of the ball and have to stand out with it. But the trouble is, in the Premier League, you can't do that because you'll get booked.
Or red carded.
Once you get a yellow card, what do you do then? If he gets a yellow card in the first 10 minutes, what do you do with Ushinov then? You've just wrecked his game out the shop. He's got to start being a bit more composed then.
Just old future music.
Because the best analogy here is there's a big difference between being trained in Belarus and France than there is being trained by Manchester City.
Absolutely.
Massive difference. What he's done now is brilliant. He's about to go up tenfold. Tenfold. With respect, we are not Lons. And I mean that with every respect. This is why 90% of our academy players may not be good enough for Manchester City, but they're good enough 85% everywhere else. Because at City, you've got to be the top of the top to get into our team. Not at the minute, I get it, but when we're going, Jesus, some of them top at the minute. But anyway, no, anything you want to end, lads, before we end?
Anyone want to see any changes for the next game?
Yeah, I want Pep out, Nunes out, Gundogan out, Kovacic out,
Holland out.
I want me cousin out. I want me second sister to move from to, you know, I've got a list here, mate. We can go with it.
Yeah, even a granddad goes.
Edison's back in now. Yeah, but you know what? The bottom line is this is what I want. I just want 3 points.
Yeah, just get me 3 points.
I also think we also need to remember we're going for a bit of a rebuild, and we're sadly having to do it in the middle of the season. You know, this is why we're making so many signings in January. Really and truly, these are signings that should have come in the summer. You know, and we've got summer business that we're going to need to do.
My daughter's comment. Like an old-fashioned. Hey, my daughter, imagine us and off playing ice hockey. It'd be great, wouldn't it? Imagine the fights to start off. Go on, son. No, you are right. I want to say a massive thank you though to us. I apologise. It was late tonight. It was my fault. We did 2 hours on Big Up as well. I will just give you a little thing on Big Up. They have signed a brand new deal with Peacock, where when we do these tactical videos that I've been waiting for, and I did promise you it was going to be like Monday Night Football, it now will, because we are going to have direct highlights from the games thanks to a deal they've got with Peacock. So when we do these things with a tactic board, we're going to be able to give you highlights of the game, copyright free. There'll be no infringements. There'll be nothing. And like I said, there'll be a show Thursday night chat will be on. I'm going to give everyone a bit of an update on Alan as well. I might as well, because I'm getting loads of questions about it. We're going to have a discussion. And we'll see if we can come to an agreement.
The personal terms in Martin? Or?
Ozzy's discussing personal terms, so you'll never see it again. Ozzy's in charge of the personal terms.
So with the wage, with like the installments, the yearly contract,
it will be on a limited basis. But as you can see, we're bringing in new people on the channel, which are magnificent. Sports Talk Dash. We've had Spartacus on, Danny's on. We're going to get some new people on. We've had Luke, Not in My Lifetime, on, and it's great to hear different opinions as well. The only person you're stuck with is me.
Oh, thanks.
No, you're not getting rid of me, Rich, Ozzy, or Pat, because us 4 own the channel, so you're not getting rid of us. Tough shit. Yes, Andrew, the HR department are in discussions with Alan at the moment.
Or the other way to look at it is that mine's being his usual dictator self, and he's just made a decision.
No, don't lie. Don't lie, because what did I say in the WhatsApp chat? And 3 of us voted.
Nothing.
He said no. He said majority, and the 3 of us said all right. And he's don't give me that dictate. Look at him, little sad. Before we go, Big Tone, thank you. Excellent panel, class chat. Catch you all soon. Big up, mate. But yeah, just to be nice to people. That's all we're gonna do, because you might have surprises coming up, new channel shows, new everything. But just be nice. We are going to change the intro, because obviously football prizes are still in the corner, but obviously they are no longer part of our sponsorship. Again, we want to thank them for a magnificent time, and we may come back together again soon. But we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. But I want to say a massive thank you to everyone for joining us this evening. Smash the likes. We are 130, 140 away from 5K. We are getting so close, so close, nearly there, and we cannot thank you enough. But yeah, City did end a disappointing 2-2. But the biggest thing that's come out from today is the sad passing of Manchester City legend Tony Buck, Skip, former manager, cup winner, everything. Led us to trophies in the 70s as a manager, was a coach again on the ball. Yeah, I just want to say a massive thank you and rest in peace, Skip. And this is the way we're going to end. Take care.